Sure thing. Hello, yes, it's Ashley from ASMR Travel Agency. Yes, you have those details for me? Fantastic. And the dates? Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I will. You have a great day. Hello, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. Please come in and take a seat. You're back so soon? Well, I can't blame you. I always say I'd love to holiday for 6 months, twice a year. So tell me, where are you wanting to travel to this time? Yes, the Netherlands. The home to some of the most beautiful windmills and canals in the world. Fascinating culture as well as interesting historical pasts. Yes, you've definitely chosen an exciting and diverse destination. Holland holds a very special place in my heart as my grandparents originate from there, so I'm going to have a really fun time booking you this holiday today. Okay, so I will just pop on the computer and bring up your details. Can you remind me of your name again? Perfect. Alright, I'll be just a moment. Okay, now was there a specific place in the Netherlands you wanted to go? Amsterdam, of course. And what dates were you looking at going? Okay. Yes, you've chosen a great time to go, as you will get the best balance of quiet activities and value during these times, and the temperatures are also very pleasant. Okay, so I will just pop back on the computer and do up those slides. So were you after a morning, afternoon or evening flight? Okay. Okay, so you're going to be flying into Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport, which is ranked as one of Europe's busiest airports, may I add. Yes. Now, my next question is, what did you want to do in Amsterdam? Tour Anne Frank's house, okay. Visit Vondel Park, wonderful. And see the canals. Perfect. Yes, I can definitely give you some information on these things and provide a few more if you like. Yep. Okay. Now, while I talk about the Netherlands and Amsterdam and their attractions, I will pop on some footage for your enjoyment. If you were looking for a fun and vibrant country to explore, look no further than the Netherlands. Netherlands, which means low-lying country, and that is also known as Holland, is located in northwestern Europe. The name Holland, from Houtland or wooded land, was originally given to one of the medieval cores of what later became the modern state, and is still used for 2 of its 12 provinces, North Holland and Zuid Holland, meaning North and South Holland. The country is indeed low-lying and remarkably flat, with large expanses of lakes, rivers, and canals. Some 2,500 square miles of the Netherlands consists of reclaimed land, the result of a process of careful water management dating back to medieval times. While the Netherlands may not be as big as other surrounding European countries, this small nation packs a punch with various interesting things to see and do all year round, making it an exciting and diverse destination for travellers. From the country's fascinating historical past, lively cities and breathtaking countryside, to the delicious food and drink, and vibrant sports and music scene, all of these things make up its enchanting culture, ensuring the Netherlands has something to offer everyone. Now, when you think about the Netherlands, one of the things that probably comes to mind are their famous tulips. Tulips are one of the most recognisable symbols of the Netherlands, and they play an important role in Dutch culture. The gorgeous flower was first introduced to the country in the 16th century, where their popularity took off. Tulips were so desirable that at one point, a single tulip bulb could cost more than a house. Crazy, right? This period is known as tulip mania. Nowadays, the Netherlands grow over 50% of the world's tulips, so it's easy to see why they're famous for them. Another national icon of the Netherlands you are probably familiar with are their windmills. With there being over 1,000 located in many parts of the country, they're a sight you surely won't want to miss. As I mentioned earlier, the Netherlands consists of reclaimed land. Along the coasts, land was reclaimed from the sea, and in the interior, lakes and marshes were drained, especially alongside the many rivers. Initially, manpower and horsepower were used to drain the land, but they were later replaced by windmills, such as the mill network at Kinderdijk village, which is located in the province of South Holland. The The network has 19 windmills that are still in use and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, if you've seen this specific kind of blue and white ceramic, you've probably been looking at a Delftware ceramic. Delftware originates from the city of Delft, funnily enough, and were first created in the 17th century and quickly became popular all over Europe. Nowadays, Delftware is still produced in the city of Delft and can be found in many shops and museums, making it a wonderful souvenir to take home. Wooden clogs are another well-known item associated with the Netherlands. Clogs are wooden shoes that were traditionally worn by farmers and labourers, but are mostly worn for tourist purposes these days and can be found in many souvenir shops. I have a fond memory of my childhood where I'd be clunking around my nana's house in her wooden clogs, and I'd think to myself how anyone could wear these horribly uncomfortable shoes. Now, if you're a cheese connoisseur, you are going to love the Netherlands. The Netherlands is known for its delicious cheese, which come in a variety of different forms and are common additions to a Dutch breakfast bread. Gouda, Edam and Friesland are just some of the mouth-watering types that come from the Netherlands. In fact, the Dutch produce more than 700 million pounds of cheese every year. You can find Dutch cheese markets all over the country, so be sure to try some when you're in the Netherlands. Stroopwafel and licorice are two treats that are very popular among the Dutch. Stroopwafel is a sweet cookie consisting of two thin waffles with a sticky syrup filling that originate from the city of Gouda, and licorice, which doesn't need much of an explanation, but the most common type being drop, which comes in a variety of flavours such as salty, mint, aniseed and fruit. The Netherlands are also one of the biggest exporters of beer, with some of the most popular brands being Heineken, Grolsch and Amstel. I'll cheers to that. Dutch beer has a long history that dates back to the Middle Ages and is now exported to countries all over the world, including the US, Canada and Australia. If you are a beer drinker, you may even want to take a tour of one of the many breweries like the Heineken Experience. Now that I've given you quite a long-winded introduction to the Netherlands, I'll focus on Amsterdam and experiences specific to the city. Amsterdam is the capital of the Netherlands and is known for its artistic heritage, narrow houses with gabled facades, exciting nightlife, red light district and elaborate canal system. Now, you mentioned you wanted to see the canals. Yes, well, I certainly have a treat for you. Now, if you were to ask 10 different people which is the best canal to visit in Amsterdam, you would probably get 10 different answers, but I'm sure many of the locals will agree the Brewer's Gracht is the most beautiful. What makes it beautiful is a combination of things, including the majestic trees scattered along the canal, the beautifully preserved canal houses, and the presence of many attractive boat houses on either side of the canal, just to name a few. Brewer's Gracht, translated to Brewery Canal, was in the old days literally that, a canal full of breweries. We're talking late 16th century when regular water was too polluted to drink, so believe it or not, beer was actually the best drink to go for. Nowadays, the canal and surrounding area has become one of the most popular residential areas in town. This includes houseboats, of which many are listed on Airbnb, and other holiday home portals. You will also find specialty shops, small-scale offices and iconic cafes scattered in amongst the residential apartments. Now, Prinsengracht may not be the most beautiful canal, but it's definitely the most famous and lively canal in Amsterdam. With its impressive length of more than 3 kilometres, it cuts right through the city centre, starting in the northwest at Brewersgracht and ending in the Amstel River. The construction of Prinsengracht started in 1612 and took almost 50 years to complete. In that period, Amsterdam became the third largest city in the world after London and Paris. Can you imagine? After all this time, Prinsengracht is still bustling with life due to a perfect blend of many different functions. It's a thriving village within itself, consisting of residential apartments, hotels, offices, shops, galleries, cafes, restaurants, churches, museums, and so on. Among these are 2 icons, the Westerkerk Church and Anne Frank's house, which you mentioned earlier you'd like to visit. The Westerkerk is a magnificent 17th century Renaissance-style Protestant church and is a true Amsterdam landmark, being an 87-metre tower with a glittering golden clock and striking crown on top. Right next to the Westerkerk is Anne Frank's house. This sad and impressive memorial of the Holocaust is one of Amsterdam's most frequently visited sites. Now, another thing you said you wanted to do was visit Vondelpark. Yes, perfect. Vondelpark is the largest city park in Amsterdam and is certainly the most famous park in the Netherlands. Existing now for almost 150 years, it has many old trees, numerous bushes and herbs, and is home to large and small birds alike that complete the park's landscape. Vondelpark was actually constructed on a muddy dump area and has to go through a total renovation every 30 years. This is due to the ground level of the park constantly lowering itself, and if these works weren't done, the entire park would be covered in water. As a tourist, you will enjoy sunny days strolling through the park, jogging, roller skating, or simply just people watching while listening to music and lazing in the grass. You may even want to explore it the typical Dutch way, by bike. 2 other attractions that I'd like to mention that are situated close to Vondelpark are the Rijksmuseum and the Van Gogh Museum. The Rijksmuseum, which originally opened in 1885, has over 1 million pieces in its collection today and over 8,000 on display, dating from the 1200s. The collection is heavy on Dutch masters, with over 2,000 paintings from the Golden Age, including Rembrandt, Vermeer, Frans Hal, and Jan Steen. The Van Gogh Museum, which as the name implies, is dedicated to the works of the world-famous Dutch artist Vincent Willem van Gogh. The museum has a compact avant-garde structure that houses more than 200 stunning works and manuscripts of the artist. So if that interests you, be sure to give it a look while you're in Amsterdam. Now, if you're wondering what the best way is to get around the city, don't worry, I've got you covered. If you want to experience Amsterdam the authentic Dutch way, why not do it by bike? Also known as the biking capital of the world, it is believed that Amsterdam has more bikes than residents. The city is perfectly set up for getting on your bike. With more than 515 kilometres or 320 miles of dedicated cycle lanes, there is no surprise that Amsterdam is routinely rated as the world's second most bike-friendly city, just behind Copenhagen. Just as a side note, to give you an idea of the sheer amount of bikes there are, according to some estimates, nearly 15,000 bikes are pulled out from Amsterdam's many canals every year. If you're not into biking, then never fear. Amsterdam boasts a whole range of travel opportunities such as boat, train, tram or bus. The cheapest way to travel Amsterdam is by walking, but if you want to get somewhere fast, the use of an OV chip card is the answer. The disposable card can be used on trams, buses and metros, and the card can be used to purchase tickets from 1 hour all the way up to 7 days. Now, would you like me to do up some quotes for any of these experiences that I've talked about? Yes? Okay, no worries. I'll just do that for you now. Okay, now if you choose to do any of these experiences, I will advise that you book ahead of time to avoid long queues and waiting times. Okay? Alright, now how do you feel about getting out of Amsterdam and visiting other parts of the country? Perfect. Rotterdam is the second largest city in the Netherlands, and its architecture is a major focal point. Due to the city being bombed in World War II, many of the buildings are new, but you can find a variety of different styles ranging from traditional Dutch buildings to modern skyscrapers. Utrecht is another city in the Netherlands and is widely considered the medieval centre of the country. It is known for its canals and churches and is home to several medieval buildings as well as a large university. Utrecht is a great place to visit, especially if you're a fan of historic architecture. The Hague, which is the political capital of the Netherlands, Gouda and Delft are other points of interest while exploring the country. They are all relatively close to Amsterdam, being about an hour's train ride away, so be sure to check them out too. Now, have you thought about accommodation or anything like that? Not yet? Okay. Well, I actually have a wonderful pocketbook on Amsterdam I would love to show you. So this is a wonderful little pocketbook of Amsterdam, which I think you are going to really enjoy. So first of all, we have a little map here of Amsterdam top experiences. So there are some things that you mentioned, as the Anne Frank House, there's the Royal Palace here. You also have Vondelpark, Rijksmuseum and the Van Gogh Museum there. There's also other experiences like the medieval centre and the red light district. Okay, let's keep going. Our contents. Welcome to Amsterdam. Look at that beautiful picture. So Amsterdam top experiences. So the Rijksmuseum, which I mentioned earlier, the Van Gogh Museum, and Anne Frank House. What else have we got? There's another museum, the Royal Palace. That's something else that you can do while you're in Amsterdam. Go check that out. Look at that beautiful garden there. Stunning. Another museum. Look at that. You can have a wonderful time. There's a Vondelpark here. So we've got dining out. This is great if you're wondering where to go to eat. It has lots of handy information and ideas. Best budget, best vegan, best traditional Dutch. Okay, so we've got some bars where to get your coffee fix, clubbing, and where to find treasures. So some wonderful souvenir shops. There's some Delftware right here. So there's so many galleries and museums in Amsterdam to check out. So give it a look if you're interested. Showtime, so what shows are going on, where to see them. So canals, cycling, stuff to do for free, and tours. They have a wonderful LGBTIQ community over there as well. So they've done little itineraries. So 4 perfect days. So if you're interested, have a look at that. Just gives you good ideas how to plan your days and what to see and do, because yeah, as I said before, there is just so much to see in Amsterdam. You could spend months there. So we've got need to know, daily budget, currency, visas, money, time, tipping, arriving in Amsterdam, getting around, forms of transportation, and neighbourhoods. So we've got our medieval centre and red light district. Look at those gorgeous buildings. Just incredible. As always, there's maps in these types of books. So get yourself orientated with the city and the neighbourhoods. Eating and drinking, entertainment, shopping, Amsterdam's charming canals. So all the different canals that you can go and see, they're everywhere in Amsterdam. It's Anne Frank House, yeah. So many museums. Westkirk, something I mentioned before as well. Let's have a quick scoot through. So it focuses on the different areas and the sites within that area, shopping, eating and drinking. So whatever area you choose to go to, you will never be stuck for choice, because there is always something going on, always somewhere to get something to eat and drink, an experience, something to see. Such an exciting and interesting place is the Netherlands. So we've arrived at our survival guide section. Lots of useful information. What to do before you go, arriving in Amsterdam, getting around, tickets and passes, electricity, language, so it has do's and don'ts here. Greetings, do give a firm handshake and a double or triple cheek kiss. Alright, and we've also got a map at the back. Shall we have a look? Okay. So of course there's always a detailed map involved in these kind of books. Look at that gorgeous picture. I love the houses. It's nothing like that where I'm from. Top experiences. It's got the key here where it's located on the map, which is good. Let me just pop this back. How come it's so hard to fold a map back the way it was? Yes, you can definitely have a look at this book. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Travel insurance or airport transfers or anything? You do that later, okay, no worries. I'll just pop back on the computer and finalize your itinerary and print it out. And I'll also send an electronic copy to your email. Alright, I'll just be a moment. Okay, should be all there for you. pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.